What's up YouTube? My name is Birdman778 and welcome to my first Destiny build video. Today I'm going to be covering an awesome Titan build focused around solar and also an amazing exotic, the Ashen Wake. Now before I get in the video, please know you can follow me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Birdman778. I'm going to be covering a lot of Destiny content coming up here soon, same as Back 4 Blood, so make sure you're staying up on the loop on all those different things. Again, that's YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Now let's jump right on into the video. So again, I mentioned this is a solar based build for the Titan. First and foremost, obviously we're going to go into our Sunbreaker class and we're going to pick this bottom tree. Now I decided to go with this bottom one purely off the fact that one, it creates these awesome sunspots that we're able to go in that help regenerate some of our grenade energy. Soul Invictus, solar ability kills restore your health, and grenade melee ability and Sun Warrior leave a deadly sunspot in their wake. So anytime we do damage in those, it will leave that sunspot for us to get some recharge from. And then also Endless Siege hammers create a sunspot on impact. While staying at sunspots, you throw hammers faster. Also amazing for the super, but first and foremost, again, that one that we like the most is the Sun Warrior. Passing through a sunspot causes your grenade and melee abilities to recharge faster and your super to last longer. It also increases the damage your weapons deal. Now this is awesome because we can essentially set up ourselves like this little pack of sunspots, especially with our super or during like different like melee chain stuff like that, so that we're able to not only keep up our ability energies, whether that's grenade, our barrier, or our melee, but also again for our weapons being able to deal more damage. But the grenade is the most important part of the entire this entire skill for us, because our build is mainly focused around using fusion grenades, like we see this one up here, an explosive grenade that attaches to enemies. The fusion grenades is amazing because it will seek through the air and hit an enemy, stick to them, have a quick charge time, and then explode. But because of the exotic that we're using on this class, the Ashen Wake, we're able to essentially stop that completely. The ability of the Ashen Wake is the fusion grenades now explode on impact and gain increased throw speed. Final blows with fusion grenades grant grenade energy. This is amazing all around because one, it's essentially boosting the crap out of the fusion grenades, making sure that they're going to instantly explode when they hit an enemy, especially whenever you have like a group of people together. There's a lot of times that they might stick to somebody and then the enemies might disperse real fast, versus this where it's going to instantly impact and instantly destroy your enemies. Also, the fact that you're able to get more grenade energy from it means that you're able to constantly keep up this process of grenade throw, go back, maybe recharge real quick, grenade throw, so on and so forth. I've noticed also with bigger enemies, there tends to be a lot of easier grenade energy. The astral alignments right now, whenever you get the Scorn final boss, if you throw a grenade at one of those enemies, it'll instantly kill them and instantly give your grenade back. I think it's because the enemy is technically recognized as like an elite of some sort, so the fact that it's killing it is giving you that full boost. Now let's talk about our weapons real fast and what we're really trying to do with those. Honestly, I think you can do pretty much anything with this. I like to start with one small step with auto loading and 1-2 punch. It kind of helps out my melee abilities, especially because you can melee really efficiently with this class. The melee for this specific Sunbreaker, the Siegebreaker, is really nice purely off the fact that it's just going to leave that little well there for you to recharge from. So being able to use the 1-2 punch, get that shot and hit an enemy, usually probably like a mid-tier elite and lower, will instantly kill them, which is really nice. I would say regardless though, you should definitely have at least one gun with Wellspring on. Wellspring is going to be great because whenever you get kills, it's going to help us recharge our abilities faster. Essentially whichever one is the lowest at that time will do that. And for the most part, that should be your grenade. I would say just keep your barricade and your regular melee there for most of the time if you feel as though you can keep up constant grenade action. And this will definitely help with it because a couple, like 1 or 2 kills will essentially recharge it enough that you're able to get another grenade off. Just also in conjunction with the grenade energy you're going to be getting from using the Ashen Wakes themselves. You can essentially use whatever you want here, but I like to use the Ascendancy because of a mod that we have over in our armors, but I will explain that here in a second. Going over to the armor though, I decided to go with a helmet with stasis energy so that we're able to use this power preservation. Power preservation, your super final blows create extra orbs of power for your allies. This is really nice just for this being kind of that co-op style build as well, whether you're doing just matchmaking with randos or playing with your friends. This is going to make sure that that super that you're doing, the Siege Breaker, is going to get plenty of orbs for your friends. We also have that in conjunction with the Melee Well Maker. Powered melee combat and final blows spawn elemental wells matching your subclass energy type. Now, we're going to make sure then that we're able to get those solar elemental wells drawn to then help boost some of the other mods that we have in this class. We talked about the Ashen Wake, but let's talk about what mods we have on it. First off, I obviously have like anti-barrier. This is just for like whatever I'm currently doing at that moment. You're obviously going to be constantly swapping these out, but two that I think you should definitely have are the Thermoclastic Blooming. Defeating a combatant with a solar or stasis melee creates an orb of power. This is really helpful not only for your teammates, but you as well, just making sure that you're getting that good synergy for everybody. But also the Explosive Well Maker. Rapidly defeating combatants with explosive damage spawns a solar elemental well. This is going to count for your grenade and that ascendancy as well. It's another big reason why we're using it, making sure that we're constantly spawning these solar elemental wells for ourselves and our teammates. That'll work really nice for what we're using on our chest piece. We're using the Elemental Ordnance. Defeating a combatant with a grenade spawns elemental well that matches your subtype. And then if we go down here to our boots, we're also using Bountiful Wells. Elemental well mods that cause you to spawn elemental wells can now stack, spawning additional elemental wells for each additional copy of the mod you have equipped. This is really nice because essentially all these different things that we have to create elemental wells are going to spawn even more. You're going to notice I have some gameplay of us at the Altar of Sorrow. That is constantly dropping 4 or 5 wells on certain kills that we're doing because of how efficient all these mods are synergized together, especially with Bountiful Wells added in there. We're also using Innervation, reduces grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb power. This is obviously just helpful for you all around just because you're the random people, your teammates creating orbs are going to make sure that you're constantly keeping that grenade energy up high. And finally, on our mark, we have a couple different things that I would suggest you having. First, I'd say Bomber. Reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Super nice, just we activate our barricade real fast, and then we're able to get that extra energy. We're also going to be using Withering Heat, causing damage with a solar ability. Weakens champions for a short duration. This is great for not only those maybe advanced lost sectors, but also running Nightfalls and stuff that involve champions. Just going to essentially make sure that this class is staying as efficient as humanly possible. And then finally, Well of Ordnance. Picking up a solar elemental well grants you additional grenade energy. Multiple copies of this mod increase this effect. This is why we essentially want all those other abilities we've been talking about to create so many, so that we have so many elemental wells on the ground that we're able to constantly keep up that grenade throw and grenade energy. The more that we're able to use our fusion grenade, the more efficient this class is going to be all around, and the more damage we can do. Now, let's say that you don't have all these things that I just listed off for you. What would I change? What would I do? Honestly, some things like the Melee Well Maker, I would think that might be something that you can pull back on. That, or maybe the Bountiful Wells might not be as necessary as humanly possible. But essentially, just focus into things that will make your grenade more efficient. And by what I mean by more efficient is like ability charge, or essentially charge with light, or making wells. Essentially, what can we do to power ourselves up and power up our grenade to create this synergy with ourselves? When it comes to what stats you should really focus into, I would say discipline and intellect are your two biggest things. Making sure your grenade comes back as much as humanly possible, and the same thing with your super. I think going into something like recovery is obviously good. Resilience for your class ability, so that you're able to synergize with that as much as humanly possible. I would say mobility and strength, though, just aren't really there. Thanks so much for stopping on by this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my first Destiny build in general. It's definitely nerve-wracking going from like other games where creating builds and creating this synergies for people and to something else like this where I love the game very, very much, but I am just not great at creating builds yet, but we're definitely improving. Be on the lookout for a Void melee grenade build that we're going to be putting out here later in the week. I'm really excited for that one as well, just because I love giant explosions with the Titan and the different subclasses. Seeing those synergies are very cool, so getting to try them out more often is really awesome. Make sure you follow me again over on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at Birdman778. Again, we're going to be playing a lot of Destiny coming up here, Back 4 Blood, so make sure you're staying up in the loop. And until then, guys, I hope you have a great night, day, whatever it may be.